move now to economy, and for this purpose, I'm joined by Dr. Alex Coleman, value creation expert at the Academic College of Tel Aviv. Good evening, Dr.
Good evening.
Coleman. You have some nice news for us in terms of sales. The spirit of Christmas has made sales increase.
Yes, exactly. Well, I personally don't like Christmas sales that much. I usually like it after Christmas when I can buy very cheaply Christmas napkins and paraphernalia. But the reason we're monitoring Christmas sales so ardently is because of Kondratiev cycles. Kondratiev was a Soviet economist who showed that capitalism moves in booms and busts. And of course, he was shot by Stalin, who didn't believe that. The interesting thing is that for every bad year, you have two good years. And the question is, what's 2016 going to be like? And what we see is that retail sales are 3.7% up from last year, which is good news. We see that individual people spend $830 on average versus $720 last year, which is dramatic. Much sales go over the web, and of course all of this is negligible if you compare it with Alibaba Singles Day sale, which sold something like $5 billion in the first 90 minutes, which is
dramatic. But was this increase of 3.4% in line with projections for this year?
Well, it's slightly less than was anticipated. But I think if you link this to the fact that Yellen in the U.S., she's raising interest rates, something that I'm very happy about. It's basically because the U.S. being such a cruel economy where if you're not employed, you're going to be in very dire straits very soon. So the U.S. feels that it's basically redirected itself and it can afford to raise interest rates in spite of what's going on around the world. And so we were anticipating sales to move up slightly higher because much in economy is anticipation, optimism, pessimism. So this indicates if people are optimistic, if they believe that they will be employed next year, if they can afford to buy these gifts and toys. And so the news are okay. They're not hilarious, but I think it's reasonable.
Well, just lastly, was this at all affected by people buying more online and using mobile devices to shop? Because we hear that this trend is also changing shopping and sales.
Absolutely. I mean, people are buying much more online. People are buying much more from their mobile phones, probably on their way to work or back from work. And we see that an interesting trend is that people buy more from the discount stores. In the UK, this is very visible, where the cheap discount stores, German chains, are selling very beautifully, while the more expensive chains are have disappointing sales. So people are buying more, but they're very cautious to buy from the cheap places, something that I'm very happy about, because they're optimistic, but they're still rational.
Well, in order to make this a good year, it's just a reminder for myself to treat myself to something nice this Christmas.
You deserve it.
Dr. Alex Coleman, thank you very much for being with us tonight.